everyone, and welcome to another installment of TED Excellence, the show in which the subject matter often goes straight down the drain. And I come to you live from my Corona bunker on the moon with Dogcat Fox, a Pepperjack, and all of you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Thursday. Turtical Thursday. And all of a sudden, because of course it does, StreamYard is telling me I have connection slowdown. So if I'm roboting, you're going to have to tell me real quick. Or if the stream itself starts becoming choppy for some reason, you'll have to let me know, because I have no idea. Oh, live television. Don't you love it? Hope everybody's doing well this evening. I thought, given the relatively, serious or obviously brain-straining subject matter of the last couple of broadcasts of TED Excellence, I thought I'd pick something silly. I put a poll up the other day as to whether or not people wanted to listen to a talk about a smart toilet or gender pronouns. I was pretty sure it was a foregone conclusion as to what would win. But just for the sake of fun, I put up the poll anyway. And the toilet won. You won't hear that happen very often, but there you are. So before we get into all that, who is joining me for this turbulent gastrointestinal entertainment? Matt Barnes, hello. Mike R, hello. Zeke Weiss, hello. Jaeger Pony, hello. Lurking Gopher, hello. Old Guy Gamer, hello. Keeverdam, hello. Swirl Blue, hello. Jamie Milquist, hello. Check Your Logic, hello. It's a Llama, hello. Big Dave 1066, hello. Noah Asensio, hello. Evil One, hello. Deco, hello. Ebony Williams, hello. Spittle Buggies, hello. Robert Pincus, hello. Ryan R, hello. Jim Heelis, hello. Emperor WR Costin, hello. Art210, hello. Roger Reynolds, hello. Johnny Hellcat, hello. Anybody else? Lexi Mads, oh my God, you're here before I actually begin. What's going on? Is Satan skiing to work today? Preemptive heat, hello. Hope you're all doing well. And all of you who may be lurking or listening in the car or something else, just as non-chat participatory. Yes, so today's episode, Smart Toilet. Just saying it out loud. Smart Toilet, the future of self-monitoring. Now, as with all of these, I have no idea exactly what's going to be discussed. I hope it's something either intentionally funny or unintentionally funny, and it's not going to be something like, here's how we check for bowel cancer or something not so entertaining. But as always, we will find out together. Chicago Mike, hello. So with all that being said, tonight's bingo card is bingo card A as an American standard. You can find the links to the bingo cards in the description below. If you'd like to participate in the poll that selects the weekly bingo card, be sure to follow me on Twitter, where you can see me talk about all types of different things and make snarky comments into the ether, as though any of it will actually change anything, because I know it won't. But hey, we live in our times. With all that being said, one more thing before I begin. A inadvertent mistake was made in my Hawkeye stream yesterday, in that Miranda Stone, if you are out there, I didn't have an opportunity to thank you directly or indirectly, as the case may be, but thank you so much for your donation. That was very, very generous of you. It came in just as I closed out the show, so I didn't have an opportunity to say so. So Miranda Stone, whether you're here now or in the future, thank you so much. And with that, this one clocks in at just under 11 minutes, so not the longest TEDx. We'll have to find out if it makes up for its length in girth and pressure. So a couple of seconds for sound test. You guys tell me if you can hear this. Hopefully it's not flatulence. And we'll begin.
For the past 8 years or so.
For the past 8 years or so. That's an interesting accent. Okay, so for the past 8 years or so. You guys hear that? Let me know. Let's see. Anybody else in the chat that I missed? I don't see anybody I didn't name off. So if I missed you, I apologize. Spittlebuggies just says yes. That's a bit too ambiguous there, Spittlebuggies. Jeannie Milquist says, sounds good. Okay, well, if Jamie says it sounds good, and Mike R says it sounds good, and Lexi Mad says it sounds like a fart, oh, well, I could do worse, I suppose. Jaeger Pony says all good. Roger Reynolds says, sound like he just woke up. I don't think it's a he. The lovely Lady Lumps tells me elsewise. But that being said, let's proceed.
I've been measuring different physiological signals,
Okay.
mostly with the idea to measure someone's health. But we found out to be able to do that, you need to measure someone for a long time.
Well, yes, you need to establish a baseline in someone. If it's overall health, then you've got a whole lot of things to monitor. So, okay, please become more interesting.
And generally on a regular basis.
Yes.
Which is basically a couple of times a day, ideally.
A couple of times a day? Oh, is that what the... Does the smart toilet analyze everyone's output a couple of times a day? Ugh.
But that poses a problem.
Aha.
Because you can only ask someone to do certain measurements for a certain amount of time, or wear a wearable for a certain amount of time before they start getting fed up and stop doing the measurements.
Right.
So we needed something different.
Okay.
We needed something that was unobtrusive to the subject. I mean, he would know to be measured, but they don't have to actively do or wear anything. That's where the toilet came in.
Yeah, I can only imagine that's where the toilet came in. Okay. All right. Well, I think I don't think I'm wrong here in saying, before we even get into this any more deeply, I can safely circle both free space, because we're opening up the card, and also sales pitch for product or service. I think that is a foregone conclusion at this point. So on the card, circling that one. And we're so early into this, and this is so unlike our regular TEDx's, I'm going to skip going over the card this time, because I have a feeling we're not going to get many squares circled, but you never know.
That's where the idea existed.
Okay.
But it wasn't until we got the opportunity to do a demonstrator, to build a demonstrator.
Please tell me you're not going to demonstrate the smart toilet on the stage. Or actually, you know what? That actually might make it very funny.
For Lowlands, which is the largest festival, or almost largest festival in the Netherlands. And this demonstrator had to do something with food and food intake. So we thought, okay, well, we have this idea, and food is what you are, what you eat. So it should also come out.
You know, thus far, at least, until I'm proven otherwise, I kind of appreciate our speakers' obvious awkwardness. So, you know, it's fine.
So we thought, can we build this? Can we do this? Because we had the idea, but we didn't know yet if we could actually measure anything from a toilet.
Okay, so you didn't know if you could measure anything from a toilet, but you have the idea for it. So it seems a bit like in the reverse. So again, did you make a toilet that can somehow analyze the chemical or output makeup of poop? You see, I'm thinking back to a video I saw, I guess it had to be a year ago now, maybe, from Thunderfoot. Now, Thunderfoot, depending on who you are, may or may not be a controversial figure, but he did a video, a debunking video a while back, where he does a series of videos where he looks at like technological gadgets or products or proposals for scientific advancement and things. And one of the ones he did was this sort of GoFundMe Kickstarter deal where it was a hand scanner that could scan the food you're about to eat and tell you its contents, like what it was made of, or, you know, how much sugar was in it, that kind of thing. And he proved, at least in his video, and, you know, maybe you need a second opinion, pretty conclusively that most scanners you can buy sort of off the shelf on the market would need to be ridiculously sensitive to be able to detect the composition of anything in particular, as long as it's a relatively not complicated thing, like maybe like a sugar tablet or an orange or something. But even then, all it can read is just the very barest surface of the object and not go any deeper. So I only say that because I'm curious to hear, if she tells us, what mechanism is actually inside the toilet that's going to be analyzing the output.
So you're researcher, me researcher.
Also, another entry into the bad posture king and queen competition here.
You think, okay, we need a feasibility study.
Yes.
Or in Dutch, we quickly called this the feasibility study.
That joke fell flat for me a little bit.
Which basically meant that you go into the lab, you triple check that nobody's around.
Yeah.
You pull down your pants.
Oh no.
You stick electrodes where no electrode has gone before.
Okay.
And you start measuring.
If I sit on that toilet, are electrodes going to rise up and go where no electrode should have gone before? I'm having a sudden vision of the poster for the movie Ghoulies for some reason.
And it worked. We could measure from our butts similar things that what we could measure from our wrist or a chest patch that we normally use.
Really? Really? Like heart rate, blood flow. Imagine that, putting electrodes on your skin effectively. All right.
For these physiological measurements.
Yes.
So for lowlands, we built 3 toilets, each of which equipped with a toilet seat that could measure the physiology. And in the pot, we had a sensor that could measure hydration in urine.
Measure physiology. Wait, the seat could measure physiology. What? I don't know what that means exactly. And a sensor that could measure the hydration in urine. Okay. Is there any water in this toilet to begin with?
So when the visitor did its business, we measured. When they wiped their butts and pulled up their pants.
This is a real thing. This is a real, I mean, it is a TEDx talk, not a TED talk, but still.
We calculated.
Yeah.
And when they walked back to the sink to wash their hands, we provided them with feedback.
You provided them with feedback on what? The performance of them taking a dump and going wee-wee?
And instead of just saying, okay, this is your heart rate and this is your breathing rate, we said, okay, based on your toilet performance. This is your menu suggestion for the restaurant next door to us.
How? What?
And we told them, look, okay, this is not scientifically proven yet.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
But the reactions were overwhelmingly positive.
I mean, all in good humor. Sure, I guess. Thank you, tall person. Hoy, can't watch live. We'll watch in full later. Happy National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. That is a very unfortunate day to have, given the imagery that is conjured up with this particular subject. But thank you, tall person, very much. You just added something to the show that wasn't there before.
Because people saw for the first time that instead of leaving something behind at the toilet.
I usually flush myself.
They could also get something back from it.
Okay. How much does this toilet cost?
And yes, of course, there was also the odd, disappointing reaction of people saying, it tells me to eat meat, but I'm a vegetarian.
Uh-oh.
Well, that is unfortunate. But
it's also, I think, a microaggression.
That doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong.
Oh, anti-vegetarian over here.
But taking a step back,
Yes.
Why would we want to do any measurements at the toilet or measure anything to do with food?
Well, why do doctors often request a stool sample when they're doing physicals and things like that? I mean, it can something. Thank you, Kiever Dam. Like chocolate milk. Oh, don't even bring. Oh no, not chocolate milk. Yeah, I detest chocolate milk. I'm fine with hot chocolate. I don't like chocolate milk. When I was very young, I loved chocolate milk. I used to make chocolate milk with Hershey's syrup and milk all the time. But then one day, my parents had bought one of those jugs of actual like pre-made chocolate milk, and I guess it was bad, or it something wrong with it or whatever, because I drank a bunch of it and then I got ridiculously horrible food poisoning from it, to the point where I was like hallucinating at night. I had a bunch of chocolate milk and I went to bed and I was so ill. I'm not going to describe what happened as a result of that, but it was not pleasant, and it has forever turned me off to chocolate milk. But I'm fine with hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate. Chocolate milk, ugh, can't do it anymore. Thanks, Keeverdam. That was very pleasant. Appreciate that. PTSD. Not speaking of PTSD, but thank you, Mr. Jiggletrunk, for the My Hero Dogcat Fox. Oh, Dogcat Fox.
Wowie, wow, wow.
Thank you, Mr. Tickletrunk. And for those of you at home who are curious, I have 3 new Dogcat Fox soundboards, 2 of which provided by Tailed Feature, and 1, which you just heard, provided by our very own Keeverdam. So there you go. That was Keeverdam's submission for Wowie Wow Wow.
Well, to give an example, in 2016,
Yes.
already 40% of the world population was overweight.
Uh-huh.
Together with that, diabetes is becoming one of the leading causes of death in the world.
Diabetes.
The majority of which has diabetes type 2,
Yes.
which is often preventable by having a healthier lifestyle.
Okay, so your smart toilet will prevent diabetes too.
Eating too much fat and too much sugar is just not good for us.
Yeah, but I mean, we're Americans. That's what we do.
Together with not enough exercise.
Yes.
And it can cause diabetes.
Can, yes.
But having a healthier lifestyle or changing a lifestyle can also turn it around.
Yes, that's true. You can do all of that, and many people have, by, well, A, conjuring up some willpower and, changing your habits, but also by not having a smart toilet.
But that requires you to know what is too much fat and too much sugar. Or more specifically, what is too much fat and too much sugar for me?
Well, you can find that out through, body mass and height and that kind of stuff. I believe these things have been measured out over time by health scientists and things. So you can get a fairly well-researched estimate of what your healthy intake of various things are by now. I guess as we proceed, for whatever humor there might be, I'm still waiting to hear why we need a smart toilet. What is it going to do that isn't already done or can't already be measured through more, say, conventional means?
Because it's different for everyone.
Yes.
And now, if I want to, for instance, know if I want to go outside, do I need an umbrella? Then all I need to do is grab my phone, open up any weather app, and if the app says it's dry, the raindrops can be on the window, but if my app says it's dry, it's dry.
I guess this is just the part where I say I don't own a smartphone, so I just kind of like look outside, see if the skies are gray, or if I know my area well enough to be able to guess. But anyway, I'm getting into the weeds on this one.
But there's no such thing for my health. I mean, if I want to know if I get offered a piece of cake or a cookie, can I still have that?
If you have to ask, I'd probably say no. That's one of those things like getting a tattoo. If there is any doubt, there is no doubt. As in, if I'm going to do something that I don't think I should do and I don't need to do, then maybe I shouldn't do it. I don't know.
Or did I already have my portion of sugar and fat for today? Maybe my long lunch walk won't compensate, so I can still... No, nothing will tell me that.
Nothing will tell you that except paying attention to what you intake during the... Okay, is the smart toilet supposed to compensate for a lack of common sense or a lack of self-regulation? What is this thing supposed to do?
Because there's not enough data yet to be able to provide us with that information.
There is libraries of health science on what are the healthy intakes of etc. different things in the body per day. You ever see on the back of any box? I don't know what goes on in the Netherlands, but in America, on every box of every product and on dietary supplements, it says, you know, your regular daily dose or whatever. You know, how much does this provide you with your daily requirement of vitamin D? This stuff is known. You can look it up. It takes a little bit of effort, and you may need to consult your doctor, given your personal situation. But the toilet is going to do that for me?
But to be able to do that, we would need to measure on a regular basis and on the longer term. But that requires us to do, for instance, a cumbersome blood pressure measurement, one of these cuff measurements, every single day, maybe even multiple times a day.
Well, if you're that obsessed about it, you can buy one of those yourself, and it takes about a minute. This is a lousy sales pitch so far.
And who's going to do that?
You can do it yourself. If you are in a situation that requires you to monitor your blood pressure several times a day, it's not that difficult a thing to do. You can go buy devices at the pharmacy right now. I mean, heck, I can go over to my local Rite Aid and pick up like one of those wrist monitors for blood pressure. I had one of those for a while because the doctors weren't sure if when my eye exploded, whether or not there was some kind of blood pressure issue. So I had one of those little wrist monitors you put on. You have it measure your blood pressure. It cost me about $12, I think. What is going on? Thank you, Chicago Mike. When do we get to the point where it can all hours? Oh, it can be all hours before easy payments of $39.99. Yeah, okay. I think I'm justified in circling the sales pitch square. That does not say that the sales pitch is an effective one. But yes, I'm waiting for her to tell me why this is necessary as compared to anything you can do already today, because it sounds ridiculously cumbersome.
Nobody.
No, what do you mean nobody? Just anyone who needs to and has a few extra bucks can go buy a blood pressure monitor at the pharmacy right now. Anyone can.
Because if you're not sick, why would you bother?
A hypochondriac?
And even those that are sick often cannot be bothered.
Well, then that's their choice, I guess. What are we talking about? You're sick? You're just talking about regular food intake. If I'm not sick, what?
But then again, even if I would know, would I act?
Well, let me ask you this then. Does your toilet monitor blood pressure? Why would you bring up monitoring blood pressure? I mean, if you're going to tell us that your toilet monitors blood pressure, okay. You know, if it's an all-in-one device, if it's some kind of Theranos or something, but does your toilet monitor blood pressure, and how would it do that?
I mean, I know that a cookie is not specifically healthy for me, but...
what if it's a cookie made of flaxseed? That's a thing, right? Flaxseed?
Does that mean I'm going to refuse if I get offered one?
I don't know. What's your diet like? What's your self-control like? You should know these things ahead. Is the toilet going to tell me what to do? If I'm offered a cookie, do I need to consult my toilet first?
No way. So that means that even if I do know that something is bad for me, I don't always act like it.
What?
And that's where self-monitoring come in.
No, it's called self-control. But yes, self-monitoring, I suppose. It's know when to say when, etc. Yeah. Does the toilet get to do that for me if I can't?
Because if you get confronted with high blood pressure every time after you eat junk food, then maybe the next time you start ordering junk food, you're like, maybe I should eat something healthier.
Okay, well, that might result if I was monitoring my blood pressure daily. And if I were needing to do that, I'd have a blood pressure patch or, wrist thing or whatever. Is the toilet going to measure my blood pressure?
But even better, if you have a disease, you can help control your disease and monitor your disease by doing self-monitoring.
Yes, you're correct. What does that have to do with your toilet?
You might be more inclined to do these measurements. But then again, why would we put any time and effort in at all?
Because we don't want to die?
I mean, if we can use the one place in our home that we visit every day multiple times to do these measurements, it wouldn't take any time at all.
Well, I'm not home all the time necessarily. What if I'm at work? Or at the movie theater or something? I mean, if I don't have my smart toilet with me, how will I know what to do? How much is this thing?
So how would that work?
I don't know.
To give you an example.
Yes.
Take, for instance, this recently diagnosed diabetes patient.
Okay.
She's worried about her health. Her doctor said, you need to change your lifestyle.
Yes.
You need to come by my office to do regular checkups, which are cumbersome and boring. I don't want to do it.
Okay, well, then you can just risk getting sick and dying, I guess.
But what if a doctor could give her home a tool that she can use on her own home, on her own toilet, to do the same measurements that her doctor does at the office?
Okay. What was it again? Was she talking about diabetes? Was that what it was? Hold on a second. I want to just back up, make sure I know what I'm here.
To give you an example.
Yes.
Take, for instance, this recently diagnosed diabetes patient.
Okay. Let me ask. Okay, I hope not. In the grand scheme of things, I hope not. But I know that the odds are in favor of someone in the audience being diabetic to some degree or another. Is there any existing home-based tools one can use to monitor one's diabetic situation at any particular point of the day by any chance? Are there already implements in existence that are readily available to you that you can do at any time and even on the go to monitor your situation, and not something that's bolted to the floor in one room of your house? Am I off my rocker in thinking that there are such things? Okay, well, I'm not going to say as luck would have it, but as odds would have it, Resolute Germ, yes, I have an implant in my arm. What? You, the devil, you say? Mr. Tickle Trunk, the pokey measuring box. Mike R, certainly not a blood glucometer. Glucometer? Yes, exactly. Okay, so is this toilet also, and I don't know. I mean, thankfully, knock wood, etc. I haven't yet, and hopefully never will, have to deal with diabetes. Does having diabetes require frequent visits to the doctor for measurements of stuff? I mean, is that part at least true? Because I don't know. But even if it is, why or how would I trust a toilet over just the kinds of stuff a doctor would have, like a blood pressure pump or, weighing myself or anything like that? I mean, okay, so yes, what if I could do everything a doctor could do by taking a dump?
Then all she needs to do is install it. The toilet will measure the physiological signals, but also other biomarkers in, for instance, urine and stool.
Yes, I would assume those would be the two most direct biological samples a toilet would manage. And I don't know. Does measuring something in your urine and or stool indicate your blood sugar level or something pertinent to being a diabetic?
That only is sit.
Yes, not just sit, but also something with an H in there. And what if I'm not at home? Because, I take my medical conditions with me. I usually don't carry my toilet on my back. In fact, no, there is no usual. It never happens. Thank you, Cryptic. My friend has a really unhealthy relationship with Navy vessels. He warships them. Okay. Well, in the tradition of dropping depth charges in the bathroom, thank you, Cryptic.
The data will go automatically to the cloud.
Oh, good. I can't wait for the entire world to know the contents of my bowel movements.
Where algorithms are used to process not only the current data, but also past data to see how our health is progressing.
No. Wait. What is going on? I can't believe I'm saying this, but in this instance, it is relevant. What is going on inside the toilet? What is measuring these things? How is it measuring these things? I mean, it must be employing some kind of conventional detection system that you're just installing into the thing. So you can't be revealing any sort of like dark, deep company secrets by just saying what device or devices are installed in this deal. I mean, it's not that I take a dump and magically everything is sent to the cloud. What is going on? Does my toilet need a Wi-Fi connection?
And that can then be sent as feedback back to the phone, which she can then decide to share with her physician.
Decide to what? Why not just send it straight to the physician? Why not link it up straight to the doctor so that if something happens, an alert can go off and decide? Okay, so everybody's too lazy to monitor themselves actively. So instead, they need a toilet to do it passively, but then they still need to take the actions necessary to look at, monitor, and then relay that information to the doctor. I thought everybody was so lazy that all of this, tiresome, boring stuff just wasn't done. But you're trusting someone who's going to buy a smart toilet to then go to this amount of effort? Thank you, Point Curation. Hope everyone is having a nice evening. Got a nice letter from my premiere about my art. All are welcome to email me if they want free art for Christmas. And he's talking about, a canvas with paintings on, not a guy named Art that'll just come to your house. Yes, Point Curation, if you don't know, makes original art. And I'm not giving anything away. He sent some off to certain public figures, and he got some positive feedback back. So yay for Point Curation. Point, if you have your Etsy store link at hand, because I always don't, please put it in the chat, and I'll make sure I pin it up there for people who want to take a look and get free art for Christmas. Because Point's got plenty, and he's a machine, guys. So, okay. Anyway, back to tell me what the toilet is doing, sending my poop measurements into the cloud. Would that then be considered a kind of shitstorm?
So that together they can come up with a plan to keep her healthy.
Yes, or you could just do all these things yourself without the toilet and also talk to your doctor. Yeah.
But it's not only for sick people.
The smart toilet is not only for sick people. Well, I guess from a marketing perspective, I'm glad that's the case because you'd have a very, very, very relatively small demographic to go. Well, I guess it depends on what you classify as sick, but yes, all right.
Or already diagnosed people. that
Yeah.
this can be a useful tool.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever had something that bothered you?
Yeah, this talk.
A bug, you didn't feel very well?
Yeah, oftentimes watching TEDx's.
You decided to have a go at it for a couple of days, but after about a week or so, you're like, okay, I still don't feel very well.
You know, if I followed that instinct, I would have stopped doing this show a long time ago, but it just keeps pulling me back in.
I'm going to see my doctor.
Okay.
So you go to the doctor.
Yes.
He does his examination.
Yes.
And he's like, maybe you should just rest for a week or so. And if it's not gone by the end of the week, then please come back.
So he's trying to make sure you're not a hypochondriac or you can't identify anything. Okay. Smart toilet is going to make up for what the doctor couldn't find.
Which is pretty much the same thing as telling you, I have no clue what's wrong with you, but please come back in a week or so, and I hope that it passes by itself.
Yeah, that sometimes if there aren't any outward signs of something being wrong, if you're not giving the doctor any actual information they can work with, they don't know where to go. It's hard to diagnose something if you just have a funny feeling.
So you go home disappointed.
Disappointed? Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's based on your perspective. If I go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, I can't find anything wrong, so, you know, if it persists, call me back. If it's not indicative of anything serious, I don't know if I'd go home disappointed.
But what if your physician could give you home a tool?
If my physician hands me a toilet seat, oh, what a glorious day that will be.
A simple tool that you can just install on your own home in your own toilet.
Wait, is everything that measures what you're talking about installed inside just the toilet seat? Cryptic, thank you so much. I'm starting a new dating service in Prague. It's called Checkmate. Now that name has already got to be taken. That name has already got to be taken for, like, you know, mail order brides or something. That's just too easy. There was I remember a joke about a lion eating a guy from Czechoslovakia, and the punchline of the joke was the check's in the mail. I can't do the joke justice, obviously, but that's the punchline.
All you need to do
is
your toilet.
Yes.
You install the seat.
Uh-huh.
You then grab your phone.
Yeah.
You install an app.
Uh-huh.
And then the app will automatically connect to the device.
Uh-huh.
And then all you need to do is simply sit.
Okay, so everything in that toilet seat. And by the way, what if I'm standing up because I'm a man? At least for one of the two usual operations. But anyway, everything that is going to monitor my output is in a portable toilet seat. Is that how we get around the can't carry my toilet on my back situation? Okay.
Well, we currently can measure with this seat already.
Yes.
Several physiological parameters.
Yes.
Like the heart rate, the blood pressure, but also, for instance, oxygen saturation of the blood. And then
oxygen saturation of the blood via a toilet? Okay. As you all know, I am a brilliant English major and not a scientist, so I don't know if that's actually possible. Since she's not telling us what devices are installed in this toilet seat, can you measure oxygen in the blood through just skin contact on a thing?
Then together with your physician, if you have these parameters, you can figure out together what is wrong with you. So he doesn't have to send you home with nothing.
How is any of this not available by just, like, again, getting a heart monitor, blood pressure thing, a thermometer? I'm confused.
So this seat this current seat is already being tested in people's homes. And not just to see how well we get out the heart rate, but also to see how well it's received. I mean, do people like using it? Do they hide it and put it in the closet when visitors come along? Or
I mean, it is an awfully awkward piece of equipment.
Are they proud of using it?
Proud of using it? Wait. What where does the analyzing the output come in? I mean, the toilet seat doesn't do that, does it? It doesn't like scan what falls between the seat. What?
To be determined. In the meanwhile, we're also looking at adding more and more sensors, like for instance, urine biomarkers.
So those aren't already there. Urine, but you said earlier that it already does. Thank you, Mike R. Out of curiosity, what made you pick this TED Talk? Well, technically, I didn't pick it. I put it up as an option of 2 on a poll on Twitter. And so, in all honesty, it's your guys' fault. I think 18 or 19 people voted, and this was the winner between this and a talk about gender pronouns. So you have only yourselves to blame. I just came across it and thought the title was funny. You guys made it happen.
But also stool. So that on the short term, what we like to provide is a simple tool that can help in detection of early diseases, like for instance, diabetes.
Okay, so this is still a work in progress. This is a pitch. You don't have a full working item yet. Well, that would have been helpful to know at the beginning of this.
But ultimately, what we like to do is also provide feedback on information about food and food intake and what impact that has on your health. Such that maybe in the end, we don't just have an app that tells you whether it rains outside. We can also have an app that, based on your shit,
I'm going to rewind because I have a feeling this is going to be a classic right here.
Don't just have an app that tells you whether it rains outside. We can also have an app that, based on your shit, can tell you what you should eat tonight to stay healthy. Thank you.
Okay, wait. You never gave a name to this. Okay, I'm gonna hate myself for asking this question, but was this actually a sales pitch or simply a pipe dream? If I have to ask that question, I think I need to. Okay, let's all right. Here, I need to zip this down a bit. Okay, oh boy, collectivizes own demographic. No. Systemic institutional. No. Sales pitch for product or service. I'm not sure. Childhood or family anecdote. No. Diversity, equity, inclusion. No. Plays victim. No. Microaggressions, unconscious bias. No. Privilege. No. Contradicts own point or argument. Not. Patriarchy. No. Weightless example. In context to what she wants it to do, I guess not. Wage gap, no. Feminism, no. Marginalized, no. A list. No, she didn't put up a. I was thinking about this from the either the last presentation or the one before about what qualifies as a list, and I remember either thinking to myself or maybe I said it on the show. It has to be a formal list, like, there are 5 steps to this, that, and the other. Just people saying things in succession does not necessarily make it a list. It's got to be like one of the center posts of the presentation. I think I want to make that the rule because I think I've been too loosey-goosey with what a list constitutes. White supremacy, no. Word salad. I mean, I understood what she was saying. It just, I had a lot of questions about its accuracy. Self-vilification or wretchedness, no. Mix on their race, sex, no. Attempt to coin new buzzword, buzz phrase. No, I don't even think she actually said smart toilet. Oh. Mind reading assumes motives. Sort of. Benevolent condescension, anecdote that probably never happened. She gave abstract. She never leaves out vital context. I mean, I don't know. Did she technically get anything on the board? Maybe my mind has just been numbed by this. Jamie Milquist says, yes, she assumed people are lazy. Well, she's not wrong. I mean, how many people, in that sense, she's not wrong. I mean, she's, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm having a hard time. Everything that I'm thinking of, like that, maybe that should be circled. It's kind of right on the edge-ish. It's not, because this, like I said, this wasn't your usual TEDx, like we usually go to. I don't know that I have anything I can reliably circle without like really stretching, and no pun intended, although I'll take it because it's kind of funny. Well, Mike R says, if anything, a sales pitch has to be given. Was it though? It was just a proposal. There was no like, I have a company or this is the product name or anything else. It's more like a, wouldn't this be nice? I don't know, guys. I think we might have a first here. Brad Young, it was for funding. No, she never talked about if we need money or something. It's just like, this is a thing we're building and wouldn't it be nice? Cannabis Wizard, free space. No, I can't circle free space unless I can confidently circle one of the other squares. Free space is a gimme for something else. Yeah, I think we might have our very first.
This case is empty.
What do you mean, empty?
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Right?
I think so. If I'm being fair and honest, I think so. It wasn't a sales pitch because she didn't say, we have a product, we're making this thing, we're looking for funding. Actually prepared for it, says Thresh. Yeah, no, I made that a while back. I knew someday it might happen. And so this is the inverse of our only blackout episode thus far. So, yeah. In a way, I'm kind of sorry because this wasn't interesting except for how goofy it was and how bad the presentation was and how ineffective it was. Thank you, Mr. Tickletrunk. There's an underpants gnomes aspect to this. Yeah. Yeah, so in that sense, I'm apologetic. I was hoping for something at least funnier. But that's it. It's almost like a ghost poo. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Well then, I don't have anything else prepared. And there you go. You were all present, as far as I can tell. If I'm being 100% fair, and I think I am, I'm happy to entertain comments in the comments below at a later date for arguments elsewise. But yeah. So what else is going on? Well, not much. I guess I'll end it here because I don't know what else to say, and I don't have anything else prepared. You know what? I might, given the relative briefness of this episode, and given the absence of otherwise content and or argumentation to be had, I might do a supplementary TEDx this weekend. Maybe I'll get the gender pronouns one out just to sort of as a palate cleanser. I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll see. Sunday stream. The Sunday stream will happen regardless. That'll be at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, where I will look at something. But you guys let me know what you think on Twitter specifically, because I'll hear about it more quickly. If you think or would like a supplementary TED Excellence, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe Saturday in the afternoon or something, let me know. I'm open to it because this was unexpected. But with that, everyone, I'm going to call it here because otherwise I'm just rambling for the sake of rambling. I hope you found it unique and you were here for the first time ever to see a whiteout, more or less. So everyone, thank you for joining me. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though everyone here is seemingly so well behaved. You have very little to do. Everyone who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. Everyone who attended, regardless, thank you for your patience and mental fortitude as we waded through this brief river of detritus. If you'd like to get some more TED Excellence in your life, you can find a playlist on my channel, as well as several other TEDx's that I've done in the past. I also have some true crime videos that seem to be very popular right now. A little playlist on my channel as well. And with that, everyone, I hope you all have a good rest of your Thursday night. I hope you have a good rest of your week. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you are all safe and well. If you are not well, please get well soon. And I will see you on the next one, which will decidedly not be about a smart toilet. Bye, everybody.